Good morning, y'all. It is 10:10 on this beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm still very tired because I didn't go to sleep until 12, and then I woke up at 7, and I just need more sleep. Anyways, this week on Just Another Way, it is story time, and most of you might have guessed it, I'm doing a story time about Five Sauce. So if you don't know who Five Sauce is, they're 5 Seconds of Summer. Pretty great band, 4 members. Pretty nice. Today's story is going to be when I saw them in Texas. Now, if most of you know, most of you don't know, I live in New England, which is an upper region of America, and I flew to Texas to see 5 Seconds of Summer for the last date of their North American tour. So basically it started off, I had a marching band picture I had to take that morning, so I had to go to my high school and I had to take the picture, and then I had to leave right from there. So I left at 9 and I drove to Natick to pick up something for my mom, and then I had to drive to Boston to get to the airport. But fun fact, I almost missed my flight. Basically, there was a lot of traffic on the way to, on the highway on the way to Boston, and I honestly thought that I was going to miss the flight. I didn't, obviously, but I was very close to missing it. So I met my friend Lexi at the airport, and we both put our bags on to the little carousel thing where they put the bag onto the plane for you. And we went through TSA and they checked everything, and then we went to our terminal so we would obviously get on the flight. We got on the flight, we flew to New Jersey, and then from New Jersey we would go to Houston. But our flight in New Jersey got delayed like 4 hours, so we were just sitting in the terminal for a large amount of time, and it wasn't bad. I mean, we played games. Not really games, but we did crosswords and we did word searches, and we even came up with our own song, you know. I'm not gonna sing it for you because it's pretty bad. But it's like a four-line song. Lexi Lagasse and Jade Fraser coming out with a new EP. Yep, it's gonna happen. Gonna drop that fire. Anyways, we got on the flight to Houston, and when we were waiting to get checked in, there was this little couple from New Zealand next to me, and it reminded me of my friend Piper because she lives in New Zealand. But they're precious, but they missed their flight back to New Zealand because of the delay in New Jersey, and I felt so bad. I felt awful, but I missed them. They were cuties. Anyways, on our flight, I meant to tell you this, on our flight from Boston to New Jersey, there was no TV. Like, there was a TV, but you had to pay for it, so I was like, okay. So I just read the whole time. And then our flight to Houston, I was able to snag a seat next to Lexi, and we watched Deadpool, How I Met Your Mother, an Ed Sheeran special, and we watched something else too. I can't remember what it was though. We watched those. That was fun. And then we landed in Houston. So we got to Houston at like 10:30, I think, 10:30 at night. And we called an Uber to our place, and our place was so cute. We stayed at an Airbnb. It was like this little apartment building, and I loved it so much. It was so cozy, and the bed was so comfortable, and I just love Texas. But there was a lot of daddy long legs outside, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. Anyways, basically we slept that night, and then the next day was the concert. So we left the 17th, and the concert was the 18th, I think. Hold on, I'm gonna go check. Yes, the concert was on the 18th of September 2016, and it's a very productive day. So we woke up at like 7:30 in the morning there, because they're an hour ahead of us. behind us, not ahead of us. They're an hour behind us. So we got there at 10:30, but it was 11:30 back home. And so we woke up very early compared to what anyone else was, because it was a Saturday, so everyone wanted to sleep in. We woke up there, and then we got changed, and we walked to Starbucks. Now, their Starbucks was in their grocery store. I don't know if you guys have that, but up here we don't have Starbucks in our grocery stores. We have it in Target maybe, but not a grocery store. Anyways, we walked to the grocery store. Sounds weird, but it wasn't. And Lexi tried this new like chili chocolate drink they had, and it was spicy, but it wasn't bad. But we walked all the way there, and then we got changed again. Actually, no, we didn't. I put makeup on my face because that needed to be covered. Anyways, we got that, and then we took an Uber to the mall. And their mall is very big. They have a 2-floor Forever 21. is very weird to see, but it happened. And we went to the mall. We got mistaken for like people who are connected to Five Sauce a couple times. They're like, "Do you know them?" I'm like, "No, I wish I did, but I don't." But it was a lot of fun. I liked them all. And then we went to Target to get like poster board, because we wanted to make a sign that said yada yada yada, we flew 2,000 miles to see you. And we eventually did, because like we kind of gave up on the thought, but then we got it back, and we were like, we're gonna do this. So we did, we made it. And then after we got all that supplies, we Ubered over to the hotel where we would pick up our concert tickets, because Ticketmaster had like a little thing in there, and you can pick up your tickets there. And we met 2 girls. They were actually looking for tickets to the show, but they were looking for like really, like they didn't care what tickets they had. They were just looking for tickets for the show. But luckily, Lexi and I had 2 spare tickets, because we were getting another pair of tickets. Like we had Callum side. We had Callum's side tickets, but she found better ones on Michael's side. So we ended up being 4th row on Michael's side instead of like 6th on Callum. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but we gave those tickets to the 2 girls that we met in Texas at the hotel. From there, we brought the 2 girls back to the apartment with us, because we just like clicked instantly, and it was a lot of fun. We found out they went to the Dallas show the day before, and just like they drove all the way down to Houston, and it was really nice. I loved meeting them. I'm so glad I met them, because they're awesome. But they knew their way around, so they drove us to the pavilion where the concert took place, and we got free parking because, I don't know, it came with the tickets that we got. But on to the show. We got in at like 6:30, I think. And mind you, it was very hot, so we were just standing out. The sun wasn't even in its full form. It was like 6:30 at night, but it was still hot. It was like 95 degrees out, and I'm from Massachusetts and New England, and it's never that hot there. So it was very interesting. I was very sweaty by the end of the night. And like when Lexi and I accidentally bumped into each other sometimes during the concert, we would literally like bug out because we were just so icky and irritated. But actually, on to the concert. So we went to go see where our seats were, and they were absolutely incredible. We were 4th row, all that good stuff. And I just couldn't believe our view. Like they were gonna be right there. Like I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say next because that would sound bad. But it was absolutely incredible. I loved our seats. Now, Roy English, he was the first opener, and I have always wanted to see Roy. I've been a very big fan of his for a very long time, and I finally got to see him. That was a perk of going to this show, because One Ok Rock, whom I love dearly to my They opened up for the 4 shows that I went to on the East Coast, and then Roy was opening up for the second half of the tour, and I didn't go to any of the dates besides that last one for the second half of the tour, which was like the other side of the country. Anyways, he opened up, and I Snapchatted him. I was like, hey, I'm going to be in this section, whatever. If you see someone dancing over there, it's probably gonna be me. And of course, after his set, when I wasn't looking at my phone, I put my phone down, face down, I saw that he tried to video chat me, he tried to call me, and he Snapchatted me. I was like, what? What is this? Like, are you kidding me? But it was absolutely insane. I saw Crystal and Roy, like, they were in like the sound mixing section, I guess. And Hey Violet was on next. I mean, I jammed out to some of their songs. They're not my favorite, but I jammed. I was having a good time. Anyways, the absolutely insane portion of this. Lexi and I held up our sign. We split it into like 4. So it was like, we traveled 2,000 miles to see you. Can you play San Francisco? Now, Roy saw the signs. Hey Violet saw the signs. 5 Sauce looked at the signs 4 times. 4 times. They like stared at all the words and they were smiling, and Michael played the opening chords to it. I was like, are you flipping kidding me? Like, don't play with my heartstrings like that. Don't do it. But that was a fun time. After the show, Lexi and I like ran up to Barricade to see if they would like throw us something. I don't know, but it was a fun time. Ashton recognized Lexi and I. Fun fact, Lexi and I went to 3 out of the, well, she went to 4 shows, I went to 5, but 3 out of those concerts we had soundtrack together. So we had the first 2 days at Mohegan, the Mansfield show, and then the other shows. But he saw us and he recognized us and he waved and we were like, thank you. And he went to go throw a drumstick at Lexi, but the girl next to us went, that's mine. And I was like, I was irritated, and so was she, and we were just, it's whatever. We enjoyed the show. She heard Girls Talk Boys live, and she lived for it. But then we got home, and she found out her audio didn't work for any of them, and she was really pissed off, but that's a story for another time. The next day, we packed up everything because it was our last day, and I was very sad. I was like, this is the last time that we were going to see 5 Sauce for a while, because they never announced any tour dates, or they weren't putting out new music. Like, the only song they had, obviously they're not going to put out new music on tour, but like, I was like, this is going to be the tour where it's like, they're going to take a big break in between the next one. And obviously they are, but I was sad about it. And we went to the airport, and we actually took an Uber ride from a man named Christian, who we met beforehand, like yesterday, not yesterday, but September 18th, the day before. We called him because he was really nice, and he was from Australia. He was from Perth. It was awesome. I miss him. He also ran like a catering company. I don't know. I still have his card. But we went to the airport. I got Whataburger for the first time, and it was absolutely incredible. The burgers are like this big. They are gigantic. And I love hamburgers, I love cheeseburgers, I love meat. Sorry to all you vegans or vegetarians, but I love meat. And I was just entirely obsessed with them. And I want them up here on the East Coast, but that's not happening. It's like they're moving Chick-fil-A up here. I just want Whataburger. I don't want to fly to Texas to get it. I want it here. Anyways, but the 2 girls that we met the day before, they actually were at the airport because they thought 5 Sauce was going to be flying out of our terminal they thought 5 Sauce were going to be flying out of our terminal, but they flew out of our terminal the day after. Lexi and I were a little pissed off about it because, you know, we left the 19th, they left the 20th and went to Mexico, but it's whatever. It's whatever, but we took our, we had a one-way flight to Boston. It was a lot of fun. I had this little old man next to me. He was very funny. I liked him. I think that's all I have to say about it. I miss it. I miss Texas. It was really nice. It was really warm, and I loved it. I love Houston. Someone can fly me out there. I'm broke, so I can't. But if someone wants to fly me out there so I can meet them, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I miss Texas. Other than that, I think that's the end of my story. If you have any questions, you want to know anything further in depth, I don't know. But just like comment, message me, I don't know. All that good stuff. I'll see you next Saturday.